capabilities. They are putting that training into practice now on the front lines with great bravery. In the last months, allies have stepped up military support, providing anti-tank and air defense systems, drones, fuel and ammunition, as well as financial aid and hosting millions of refugees. Tomorrow, I expect allies will agree to provide additional support, including cybersecurity assistance, as well as equipment to help Ukraine protect against chemical, biological, and radiological and nuclear threats. President Putin's invasion is brutal, and the human suffering is horrifying and painful to witness. We are determined to do all we can to support Ukraine. But we have a responsibility to ensure that the war does not escalate beyond Ukraine and become a conflict between NATO and Russia. This would cause even more death and even more destruction. I also expect we will agree to step up tailored support for other partners at risk from Russian pressure, including Georgia and Bosnia-Herzegovina. Working together with the European Union, we must help them to uphold their sovereignty and the right to make independent decisions. We face a fundamentally changed security environment where authoritarian powers are increasingly prepared to use force to get their way. So I expect we will also address the role of China in this crisis. Beijing has joined Moscow in questioning the right of independent nations to choose their own path. China has provided Russia with political support, including by spreading blatant lies and disinformation. And allies are concerned that China could provide material support for the Russian invasion. I expect leaders will call on China to live up to its responsibilities as a member of the UN Security Council, refrain from supporting Russia's war effort, and join the rest of the world in calling for an immediate, peaceful end to this war. We will also call on Belarus to end its complicity in Putin's invasion. The decisions we take tomorrow will have far-reaching implications. Major reinforcements to our security will require major investments in defense. So I expect allies will agree to redouble their efforts to invest more. There is a new sense of urgency because we cannot take peace for granted. From the start of this crisis, Europe and North America have stood together, united in NATO, and we remain united, opposing Russia's aggression.
Need to send an invoice? Do like Adam, Zoe, and Ben. Skynova, invoicing for small businesses.
Before the NATO summit in Brussels, the peacekeeping debate flared up. Poland wants NATO peacekeepers to be deployed to Ukraine. I think a peace mission should be established in NATO and in a broad international structure. This mission will operate on the territory of Ukraine and will be capable of self-defense. The statement that alarmed Russia was made on March 15. Prime ministers of 3 European countries visited the capital of Ukraine, Kyiv. Polish Deputy Prime Minister Jarosław Kaczynski put forward the peacekeeping proposal. A few days later, the Polish Prime Minister announced that they would bring the issue forward at the NATO summit. Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov gave a warning that this step could lead to a war between Russia and the West against the possibility of a NATO force being deployed. Our Polish colleague said that peacekeeper troops should be sent to Ukraine before the NATO summit. I hope they know what they're talking about. This causes direct confrontation between Russia and NATO armed forces. Until now, everyone has tried to avoid it and has agreed that it shouldn't happen. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Poland's offer was reckless and extremely dangerous. He said that a possible conflict between Russia and NATO could have unrecoverable and serious consequences. Poland's offer did not find a response from Germany either. Prime Minister Olaf Scholz spoke clearly. NATO will not be a party to the war, he said. He said they supported the no-fly zone and peacekeeping proposal. NATO peacekeepers have previously operated in Bosnia, Kosovo, and Afghanistan.
Alright, give it all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Abashah, double honor to Apostle and Brother and GMS, Shalom to the elect. So as you see here, the time that we are in some serious, dark times. So let's go to Joel. And people don't have no idea the time that we are in. Joel chapter 1, verse 15. It said, alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and the destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Right. For the destruction Almighty shall it come. Read it again, Joel chapter 1, verse 15. Let's see. Read again, Joel chapter 1, verse 15. It said, alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and destruction from the Almighty shall it come. All right, let's go to Ezekiel 3, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words of my mouth, and give them warning from me. Right, give them warning. Right, we have here warn our people, man. Now look at that word, warning. Let's see what I can. Yeah, to teach, warn, to shine, send a light. Let me get it again. To shine and send out light. To teach, warn. Right. So let's go read that again. Ezekiel 3, verse 17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman to the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words of my mouth, and give them warning from me. Stuff. Ezekiel 33. Verse 1. It said the watchman duty. Again, the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim came to me, say, Son of man, speak to the children of my peoples, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of thy coast, and set him for thy watchman, and when he see the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the peoples. Verse 4. And whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet, and take not warning, if thy sword come and take him away, his blood should be upon him, upon his own head, like his yeah. Verse 5. And he heard the sound of the trumpet, and take not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that take warning should deliver his soul. Right, should deliver his soul. Verse 6. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, And if the sword come and take any person from among them, and he take away his iniquity, but his blood will require that the watchman hand, right, blood required that the watchman hand. Verse 7, so thou, O son of man, I have made thee a watchman to the house of Israel, unto the house of Israel. Therefore they should hear the words at my mouth and warn them from me. Right? Warn them from me. Move on. Let's go to Matthew. We're just gonna go into it. Matthew 24. I'm trying to see which one. See the signs of anointing returning. Matthew 24, verse 3. And he sat upon the mountain Oliver, and disciples came unto him privately and said, Tell us, what should those things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end, it's like thy coming and of the end of the world. And Yahweh shall answer, say unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, say Mashiach, and deceive many. And you shall hear the rumors of wars, and see that you be not troubled, for all those things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation should rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there should be famine, pestilence, and earthquake in diverse places, and all these are the beginning of sorrows. Right? The beginning of sorrow. Go to Matthew 24, verse 33. So likewise, when you shall see all those things, know that it is near, even at the door. Right? Near, even at the door. Matthew 24, verse 33. So likewise, when you shall see all those things, know that it is near, even at the door. Very I say unto you, this should not pass till all those things feel. Heaven and earth should pass away, but my word should not pass away. But of that day and hour no man knows, nor not angel of heaven, but my Father only. Matthew 24, verse 40. There shall two be in the field, that one should be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be bringing at the hill, at the mill, that the one shall be taken, and the other left. If they be ready for what is coming, right? What's coming. First, Matthew 24, verse 42. It said, Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord does come. Right? Watch. We did it again, Matthew 24, verse 42. It said, Watch therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord does come. But knowing this, that if the good man of the house had known and would watch, and the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be you also ready, for sure as hour as you think not the Son of Man come in. Right? Son of Man come. So the Luke. Just gonna go in a couple more. Oh, I'm messing up. Luke 21, verse 9. Luke 21, verse 9. But what you shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass. Read again. Matthew, like Luke 21, verse 9. But when you shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified, for those things must first come to pass. But the end is not by and by. Luke 21, verse 34. And take heed to yourself. No, take heed to yourself, and let any time your heart be overcharged with surfing and drinking and caring of this life, and so that day come upon you unaware, with a snare shall it come on all of that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch you therefore and pray always, that you may be kind word to escape all those things shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. Right? Watch you therefore and pray. I'll read again. Luke 21, verse 36. Watch you therefore and pray always, that you may be a kind of word to escape all those things should come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. Right. So we're just going to go right into this.
Really quickly, I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about messaging with privacy. Did you guys know that 5.5
Для того, чтобы в этой войне одержать победу, нам, хотим мы или не хотим, нам придется применять тактическое ядерное оружие на театре военных действий, потом уже более пойдет мощное стратегическое ядерное оружие, это всеобщая ядерная война.
See, so I'm going to close it out right there. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Abishai, double honor to the apostle and the brother in GMS, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.